Yo guys, I just want to come to you guys real quick and make a video about how much it cost me to build the YZ125. I threw a few of the comments. First of all, super inspiring. I hope I inspired a few of you guys to start your own builds. But I am going to go through the YZ just real quick and tell you guys how much it cost me to build it. And then a few things to take in mind. I had some sponsors on this build, and I do own the moto store, so I got some parts at a discount. But I'm going to go over all the parts at retail cost, so you guys can see how much it would cost you to build it. Alright, so I'm going to start here. I'm going to go through the whole bike and just kind of say what's on the bike, and then I will go through later and either edit the video or just add a price list in the description to show all the prices. It's kind of difficult to put all the prices as I'm going through the bike. So I'm going to start right here with the wheels. I did a set of Warp 9 Supermoto wheels. Definitely recommend for the price. You cannot beat it. I did all black, floating rotor, no cush drive or anything like that. Not really necessary for only a 125. And then I laced those wheels with a pair of Dunlop tires. I did a Dunlop Q4 up front and then a Dunlop GPR 300 in the rear. For stunt riding, that's the best combo I can find. I'd be equally happy with the Pilot Power up front, but the GPR 300 is perfect for circle wheelies, drift in. It lasts long enough. And then it's also good enough if you want to go hit some twisties or just normal riding as well. Then we'll move on over here. The fork shrink. Cheapest and easiest way to make your forks black or whatever color you want. They offer in a few different colors with whatever logos you want. KYB and the other forks are also available. Definitely recommend that. You do have to take the forks off to put it on, but it's super easy to do. A lot cheaper than getting your forks powder coated or Cerakoted. So then we'll look at the heart right here. So my favorite part of the build was the Bill's pipe. It just sets it off. I got the Bill's pipe on there. We did the Acerbis ignition covers, which I like the Acerbis a little more over the Polisport just because it covers the whole thing. I believe the Polisport only covers just the section right here, but I like it covers the water pump as well. I did the Tusk radiator hoses, Tusk Kickstarter. I got the foot brake pedal powdered, the frame powdered, foot pegs powdered, swing arm powdered, and the triples powdered as well. I also did moto tape on the side for the grip tape. It kind of wore out kind of fast, and I'm just riding tennis shoes and jeans, but it doesn't mess up my shoes or jeans or anything, and they also send you 2 sets for the price of 1, so that's super nice. I can just switch those out when they get too bad, but they're actually holding up pretty good. And then I also have the Hammerhead plug right here. Shout out to Hammerhead. They did hook me up with that. I do appreciate that. It's actually for my previous 450, but I had it laying around, so I threw it on the 125. Here we have the rear Warp 9 wheel with the Dirt Tricks rear rotor. It comes all black, which looks super cool, but everyone asks, dude, does it stay black? Does it stay black? No, and that's not the point of it. They make it all black for one, looks when you first buy it, but also to keep the rust off it in the factory, I believe. But you wear the black coating off and it still looks good. It still has the black on here, and then you wear it off there. But it looks super cool when you first get it. You can take some cool pictures. And here we go. Here's one of my other favorite parts on the bike. That Dirt Trick sprocket. You just can't beat the look. This is the 3rd one I've ran, and they've held up absolutely amazing. I believe they have, like, I don't know if it's a lifetime warranty or what it is, but they do have a pretty solid warranty. I honestly haven't had to use it though. And then I also used a primary drive chain. It's a little cheaper than the DID, but I've been using them. I think this is my 3rd or 4th one, and I've had no issues with those. I just ran the I don't know if it's stock exhaust or pro circuit or what that is. It's definitely not a stock exhaust, but I believe it's pro circuit. It came on the bike, and on the 125s you really can't see the exhaust anyways, so I just ran that. I cleaned it up, and I'm running it with the Bill's header. Alright, so next, here's a pretty clean shot. I have the most important part on this bike is the Lectron carburetor. Quick shout out to B-Rad. He's the plug for those. If you guys need an Lectron, visit B-Rad's site. I don't know, B-Rad Products, I believe it is. He will get you hooked up on Lectron, and he can tell you all about it, and he'll get you dialed in for your bike. I installed that, and I had no issues. All I had to do was adjust the idle. I didn't have to tune it. I didn't do anything. I've rode in 40-degree weather with no issues and 80-degree weather with no issues and no tune, no nothing. So definitely recommend that. And then you see I got the Acerbis cover here. Covers that, protects that. I did the stealthy flywheel weight, which I'm still back and forth with. I'm not sure if I want to keep running that or not, but for slow circle wheelies, it's super nice. And technical trails off-road, it definitely helps the 125 detune a little bit and makes it a little nicer. I also did the Tusk shifter and then just a primary drive front sprocket. I have let's see, I don't even know what brand it is. I found it on Amazon, but it was the best looking one I could find. The chain guard right here And I think it says Moto Sculpt, but that was found that at Amazon. It's just a plastic piece, but it does the job and it looks good. As you can see here, I have the Magura hydraulic clutch. Not 100% necessary on the YZ125. The clutch pull is pretty easy as it is, but I've never ran one, and I sell a few Magura parts, so I wanted to test that out myself. Magura clutch was an okay upgrade. It wasn't much easier to pull than the normal one though, until I added this Midwest engineering lever. Get that to zoom in there, Midwest engineering. I highly recommend that. If you already have a Magura clutch or any hydraulic clutch, I definitely recommend checking that out. That was the game changer. That made the pull 50 to 100% easier versus just the stock hydraulic clutch. But with that, along with the hydraulic Magura, pretty solid setup. I definitely recommend that, especially if you just want the feel of the hydraulic or you just need a little easier pull. But I do like that. I'm happy with that setup. And as you can see here, I did the Cormoto lines, stainless lines. You can get these in any colors you want. I just did black on this build. Definitely recommend those though. Stainless lines is for any bike. Every new bike I get, one of the first upgrades I do is stainless lines. The feeling is just you get an inconsistent feel with the rubber hoses, and I've never liked that. And then next to you guys can see, a few of you guys asked where I got the graphics from. I got them from Voltage Supply Co. And side note, I am a half owner in that company as well. So I just want to put that out there. But if you guys need any graphics, we're happy to get you guys hooked up, and we could do something similar to this, or you can check out our website, and we have a few different designs. And to go right with the graphics, I did the Polisport Restyle Kit in Nardo Gray. You can see that here. And that was a huge upgrade. It turns the 06 and makes it look like, I believe, a 15 plus YZ. It comes with an airbox. The fitment worked out pretty good. It wasn't perfect, but I believe that might have to do also with the Clark tank. And Clark tells you up front that the tank is made for the model before the 06, but it does fit this one if you remove all the pads on the frame. But once I took all the pads off, and I even had a zip tie over the wires, you couldn't even have that there. But once you got that all cleared off, it fit pretty good. It's not a fitment where I'd want to take the tank off every single day for sure though. Definitely did not fit as good as I would like, but it still works. Everything, I'm happy with it. And once again, that was the Clark manufacturing tank, the black tank. So I believe if you want a black tank, I looked into two options. You either can dye it black, but from what I read, it sounds like if you dye your tank black, the graphics will pull the dye out of the tank. So the Clark tank is the way to go on that. And you can see here, I did Pro Taper bars with the 12mm HC1. If you're rolling stoppies on any of these bikes, this is a huge upgrade right here. It just a lot more consistent and works a lot better than the stock Yamaha Master. I've never had great luck with the Yamaha Masters. Eventually they all go to shit and don't work very well. I have used this a little bit off-road, but not enough to really put a true test to it and let you guys know how it works off-road. But on the supermoto wheels with the big rotor, it's a huge upgrade, and I definitely recommend that. And next I did the Ride engineering clamps, and I really like those. I like the piece comes straight across because it stops the bars from twisting in the clamps. I did just YZ High Pro Taper Evos, and then the emig grips. I love the lock-on grips, just so easy, no grip glue or anything like that, paired with the 50 stunt bar ends. And I actually didn't have these on previously, but I found them in my drawer of old parts, and I put those on, and it's super nice. You save from breaking the levers, and you're just not as worried about dropping your bike. And I don't like running handguards on the Sumos, so those are definitely a must-have if you plan on falling down and dropping your bike. And then another thing I did was the Thrill Seeker seat cover, which I definitely recommend. They got all sorts of colors, they got patterns and all sorts of stuff. The only thing about the patterns, and this is one reason I went all black, they had a few patterns I want to do, like a camo gray, which would have been super sick on this. But I like having the gripper, the whole thing. You could do just the ribs and do the pattern here, but I definitely would recommend not doing the pattern ribs because the whole point is the gripper seat, and you lose that with some of their fancier patterns. But I like the all black. Yo, so with all that said, I think I have around $6,900 into this build. The little things that I didn't go over is like oil, all the bearings I replaced, all the fluids, and there's a few small little things also. But I'll put that on a list on the bottom of this video, and you guys can go through and check that out. And I'll try to include some links to where you can buy these parts and etc. But don't let that discourage you. If you want to do a build like this, you can definitely do it a lot cheaper. You don't need a hydraulic clutch. You don't have to do fancy graphics. There's a lot of things you could do. You don't have to do powder coating. There's a lot of things you wouldn't have to do. But you could buy this bike. I paid $1,100 for this bike, and you could put a couple grand to it and have a pretty solid build. It wouldn't be as nice, but you definitely could do this build on a budget. So don't let that discourage you. The $1,900 number is if you want to go all out. But you could definitely do it cheaper, and I recommend to do it. It's fun. You learn a lot, and at the end of the day, you end up with a pretty badass bike.